Hello, welcome to Chess with Simon. I'm Simon. Okay, d4, d5 is a good move. So this is the London system. c5 is a pretty good answer. We're going to exchange, and I think it transposes, almost sure it transposes into some kind of Caro-Kann, called a Caro-Kann exchange. So the point here is we've got good development. Our pieces are coming out nicely. We've got nothing to worry about. That looks like a loss of time, but it may not be wrong. Okay, I'm going to castle, and I mean, a principal move here is e5, right? e5 is a okay. We're gonna just claim that we're saving so much time. We're going to play e5. We're just going to claim that our pieces are coming out more quickly. So now d5 is a little vulnerable here. But our opponent is pretty slow. So I mean, we can't quite overrun, but we're doing okay here. This is okay. Okay, so castle. So now we do have an isolated queen's pawn. What about queen f4? It's good for a laugh, isn't it? What about... Okay, let's put the rook on the open file. Let's not go absolutely mad. Let's put the rook on the open file, which is a good place for it. What about queen f4 now? What about we allow... We put a little trick. We allow our opponent to play bishop takes. And then... yeah, our opponent is a little cleverer than that. Why don't we put the knight somewhere? The point is, this knight, there's all sorts of tricks. The most obvious trick, I mean, they don't all work. The most obvious trick is to take an h3, but the bishop's still defended by the knight. I don't really like that, and I'll tell you why. Because I'm going to, I'm just going to put a rook on b2 and just claim that that is adding extra threats. I'm not going to be too... Yeah, I'm just going to put a rook here and just claim that that is a really useful thing to have. Yeah, I think my opponent knows it as well. Queen can't take on b8 because it's defended by the bishop. Maybe an exchange of rooks here. Now, one thing we can do is play a move like queen e4 with a view to... Oh, come on, this is too good. Okay, there's all sorts of moves here. I mean, one move is queen here, which is threatening. Or one move is you take with the knight, check, and then when they take back, oh, but the bishop... Oh, the bishop's not hanging. Well, how about this? How about this? This unveils a whole world of threats. Well, you can't quite take it, can you? Okay. Still a lot of threats on the board. Still a lot of threats. There's basically knight h3 check, followed by queen h2. So the knight back must be the move, mustn't it? Even then, I don't know what you do then actually. Okay, can this be right? So knight takes h3 check, and then queen h2. Looks good to me. I think knight f3 was the right move back there. I think knight f3 was the move. Obviously, white's got some attack, but just not quite as much. Should we have a look at the game? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 1 Yeah, okay, so it was an interesting game. It was an interesting game. Here. Okay, that's bad. What should we have played here? Queen e5. Already Queen e5 was a good move. Queen e5's a miss. It wants Queen g6. Okay. I see why. There's a lot of threats there. This was a miss. This is best. This was a disaster. And knight f3 is the move. And the game goes on. Okay, that makes sense. Come on, let's have one more. Let's have one more. Okay, let's play something solid and sensible. We're going to play the Bogo Indian defense here. They're going to play, because I think he's going to play knight f3. Oh, we're absolutely going to play the Bogo Indian to this. Well, now this is the Nimzo, isn't it? This is the sort of Zach Korchnoi system in the Nimzo. That's not what's usually played. So we can always, okay, shut the bishop in. Fine. What do you think? I want to play c5. I don't think c5 is a bad move at all. There's no way c5 is a bad move. Now, should we just take it? Just take it. So our opponent wants to play b4. Are we going to allow that? Maybe we're not. Maybe we're not. Maybe we're going to play knight c6. Who doesn't think that's a good move? Then we're going to play... Then we're going to play d5. I think black's a bit better here. What do you think? Okay, so is this a scary move? What's the threat? I don't think there's a threat. I don't think there's a threat. I think what we're going to do, this looks a bit weird, but I'm getting my hopes up to play Queen g5. Is Queen g5 a bit much? Okay, instead of Queen g5, let's hit the bishop. We're going to hit the bishop. Bishop's going to go to e2. We're going to take, pawn takes. We're going to play bishop d3. Wow. Okay. I get it. Now, we're going to play this, and I think we're almost winning. Because takes, check. Oh, that's horrible though, isn't it? Well, not for us, it isn't. Okay, so what does everybody think? We could take this pawn. We could put a rook here, which I think feels good. We could take this. King takes. I think we could put a rook here. I suppose taking this pawn means the knight has to move, right? Where's that knight going? Here or somewhere, but I mean, come on, let's just put a rook on it. This is the tough one, right? So this is what my opponent expected. Okay. Defends the knight. Now we can attack the queen. No, we can't. Now we can attack the bishop. Yes, we can. This is winning. Don't we think? I don't think this helps our opponent because we've got moves like this. Okay, but check. I know you don't have to announce check, but when I get cheerful, I start announcing check. So my queen is still hit, right? But there's a big pin on the board. The knight is pinned against the queen. Okay. looking at here? Rook takes. Okay, get the queens off. What are we up? We're up a lot. Well, we're not up that much, but we're up a fair bit. Basically, we've got 2 outside pass pawns, and probably the bishop's a better piece than the knight, although that's a bit arguable. Let's put the rook behind the pawns. Let's get them marching. We're going to get them marching. We're going to get the bishop on a nice square. We're going to stop that knight blockading. I don't think I even care if it swaps off the bishop, honestly. It's probably a bit lazy of me, but I mean, how are you going to stop those pawns? I suppose one idea is to try and double the rooks on the 7th rank. The minute that happens, I'm going to stop it. I think you get to a point when these 2 pawns are virtually worth a rook. And that point is soon approaching. Here they come. We're a bit down on time, aren't we? But we had to think. So the trick is not to let the rooks double, right? So let's do a line. Rook b d1, you push the pawn. Rook d7, you queen the pawn. Okay, push, takes, push, and you win. It's that simple, isn't it? Yeah, okay, but now it's getting really hard. These guys are going through. I think it was just very hard to stop for those 2 rooks. Those 2 connected pass pawns with rooks behind them, that is one powerful thing in the endgame. I think the only chance was to double on the 7th rank. And that might have worked. Might. But I think it's very hard to do. This is not going to work. It's going to work for me. So, you know, you've got to give up rooks to both of those pawns. Thank you, good game. Do we want to play? I wouldn't mind playing another one, actually. I think probably you need to look at the game, right? That's the rule. 94.1, look at that. Okay, so rook, bishop d2 was seen as good. I suppose there is a trend of playing bishop d2 in the Nimzo. Yeah, this. So look, it's just 1 from here on. Okay. Yeah. There we go. I don't think I should have let him... Oh, even that, look, even letting him swap the bishop was okay, because these pawns are just... unstoppable. I hope you enjoyed that. I enjoyed that. I hope to see you soon.